In an earlier chapter, we learned that the East African kingdom of Kush became powerful enough to push north and conquer Egypt. Eventually a more powerful empire called Aksum would rise and conquer the Kush. This new civilization would rise along the Horn of Africa and would be located near the Red Sea. Based on trade with Africans, Arabs, Greeks, and Romans, it would eventually become one of the earliest and longest-lasting Christian kingdoms in world history. The peoples in East Africa had far more contact with people from other areas. The Kushite kingdom of Nubia had close relations with Egypt, and its kings even ruled Egypt for a while. That kingdom continued for many centuries as a trading power. It was then replaced by the kingdom of Aksum in modern Ethiopia. Aksum may have begun when Arabian traders mixed with the people of Kush about 1000 BC. Its first mention in written records is in a Greek book from AD 100 that talks about the king of Aksum. About that time, the kingdom of Aksum began to grow, taking other lands. Some were in Africa, and some were on the Arabian Peninsula. With this growth, Aksum became an important part of world trade. Salt, emeralds, brass, copper, gold, cloth, olive oil, and wine, all moved through Aksum. Its trade routes helped link Rome to India. In the early 300s, Aksum had a strong new king named Ezana. He captured more land on the Arabian Peninsula. Then he conquered Kush and destroyed the ancient city of Meroe in 350. The action removed an old rival in trade. Because it was a trading center, Aksum was home to peoples from many different cultures. At the time of King Ezana, these different peoples all spoke to one another in Greek in order to be understood. The mixing of these different peoples did more than bring a new language to Aksum. It also brought a new religion. During his rule, King Ezana decided to become a Christian. Slowly, the religion spread throughout the land. Even today, about 22 million people in modern Ethiopia are Christian. The people of Aksum developed a special way of building. They made structures out of stone, not mud baked into bricks by the hot sun. Their kings built tall pillars of stone that reached as high as 60 feet. They were among the tallest structures in the ancient world. Aksum had other advances as well. Outside of Egypt and Meroe, it was the only culture of ancient Africa to have a written language. The language of Aksum had been brought to the land by Arab traders many hundreds of years before. The people of Aksum also developed a new way of farming. They cut steps into the steep mountainsides in their country. The steps helped the land hold water instead of letting it run down the mountain in a heavy rain. They also used dams and stone tanks to store water and used ditches to channel it to their fields. Aksum remained an important power in East Africa for 800 years. It was first challenged in the 600s though, after the new religion of Islam came to Arabia. The followers of Islam captured the lands that Aksum held in the Arabian Peninsula. Within a few decades, they had taken much of North Africa, and Aksum remained an island of Christianity in a sea of Islam. At first, these conquerors left Aksum alone. By 710 AD, however, they had destroyed its chief port on the Red Sea. The Aksum kings moved their capital over the mountains to a hard-to-reach area. Cut off from other Christian lands and from the sea trade, though, Aksum went into decline. Today, it is modern Ethiopia,